preamble. Today, it's another exciting edition of this program. Wherever you're watching us from, I say welcome to this program. In the studio already with me, it's the Security Watch Africa International Assessor, Shino Phillips. How are you today?
Good afternoon.
All right. Yeah, we're just going straight because we have a loaded program today. We just go straight to where we stopped last week. Last week, we brought you, should I say, part one of our visit to Enugu. So we'll continue from where we stopped last week. Then we will take you to the glory of all land, that state that produces the large number of Nigerian resources that is talking about Bayelsa. We want to find out how security is in Bayelsa. We were also in Bayelsa some weeks ago, and they will bring you a report from Bayelsa. But before then, let's go to Enugu to conclude what we started.
Very wonderful relationship, I must tell you. For the past years, it hasn't been this way. We've always known the cliche, the police is your friend, as a very big fat lie. Because of the leadership of the police in Enugu over the years, yes. They are not friendly to students, they intimidate students, they harass students, so we hate the police. But for some time now, since the assumption of office of the new CP Mohammed Damalam, it has been a very wonderful ride. It has been a very mutual relationship. And since he came, I must really tell you that Nigerian students have been very well respected. Before now, once it's 9, 10, 11, you don't walk anyhow in the street because you must be harassed, especially when you don't have an ID card as a student. But now nobody harasses you, and once you're a student, the police don't want to have any problem with you because they know that once the CP is called, so it has been very wonderful. Enugu is very safe now. Enugu is in God's hands. The state has been very peaceful, very safety, and they are very rapid when it comes to action. They have a rapid response mechanism. Once you call them, they swing into action immediately.
When it comes to security in Enugu State, I would say it is superb. Like the saying, Enugu is in the hand of God. And we've not had issues recently, especially with the emergence of the new Commissioner of Police in Enugu State, who has been very friendly, more especially towards students in our campuses. We see our campus as being safe recently since he came on board. And I would say generally Enugu is safe.
Please, I know that place is working in Enugu. At least there is maybe less crime now in Enugu State, and we do give kudos to the police for that.
In Enugu, precisely, the Nigerian police are really doing a very wonderful job. The case of, we record case of kidnapping, car snatching, armed robbing, breaking and entering every now and then, and the police they respond quickly. Recently, about 3 days ago, I was even reading on the internet where the police confronted some group of armed robbers. I think somewhere around in Suka there, where I think they should be students anyway. The police confronted them and they recovered some arms and ammunition from them. It's a wonderful job.
Command in Enugu is trying their best. They are doing their work very normally. I thank God for the PPRO, Ebere Amadis. He's a man of action. And you know how to coordinate police affairs and attack him. He's my good friend. I was once a PG of my community, and I have dealt with him, and I know how they organize things about security. I thank God for the Enugu Police Commander. They are doing their work very well. One that happened at Transekul last 3 or 4 days ago, when kidnappers were trying to abduct a woman of 76 years. Police commander Enugu rushed and apprehended them. They got them. One were dead and others, there are about 2 or 3 of them were now in policemen. So I thank them for their duty.
Police is working in Enugu right now. Some other things happen at Enugu, like stealing and others. I think for now everything is normal.
I will also give kudos to the Commissioner of Police in Enugu State, who actually
opens his arms and has an open door policy. Well, I won't stop this interview without giving kudos and credits 100% and above to the OC monitoring unit, who, in his wisdom, you know, he doesn't shut his doors behind people, but he listens to you no matter how stupid your suggestion could be. He will marry them together and, you know, hits the ball rolling.
The peaceful environment and the millions of people going about their lawful business is a confirmation of the views of these stakeholders. When Security Watch Africa's team visited the state governor, Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, for his view about security in the state, the highly impressed and excited governor could only express him this way.
So welcome to Enugu. Enugu is peaceful, Enugu is safe, Enugu is in the house of God. And to God Almighty be the glory.
Thank you very much, sir.
As busy as the daytime is in Enugu, so it is at night too. To establish how safe the residents of Enugu feel at night, Security Watch Africa went round most major fun spots, and this is how it went down. The State Commissioner of Police, CP Danmala Mohammed, commended the government and the people of Enugu State for their support and partnership with the police in the state.
The IGP, even the last conference, he directed that we should partner with members of public, the community leaders, the religious leaders, student, youth organization, through the concept of what community policing. And that is what I'm applying here in Enugu. Each and every important person in Enugu is being recognized, and I used to tell them that they are important stakeholders.
The Commissioner of Police also enumerated some of the recent achievements of the Enugu State Police Command.
Yeah, you know, one of the worrying or disturbing issues we are facing here in Enugu recently is this rise of activities of cultists involving primary and secondary school students. It's very disturbing. It's a sin of concern. On the 30th of last month, we arrested some cultists, and we discovered that their age ranged from age of 11, 12, and 13. Some of them in primary school, some in secondary school. So when we brought them here, we interviewed them. We decided that to call their parents and they are guardians with the traditional rulers of the area and the church leaders. Because some of the small children claim that demons enter them. So we handed them over to the church leaders to pray for them so that the demons can be cast out, because they are too small to be taken to prison, especially considering the fact that we didn't find them with dangerous weapons. They were at the verge of initiation. They initiated them. And again, on the 27th, we arrested those when they are bigger ones, cultists, about 11 of them, where they are having meeting in the bush around Gariki area, Akonami area. We rounded them up, even though some of them ran away. Those we arrested, we recover a lot of expanded cartridges, because if they are doing the initiation, they usually shot guns and what have you. Those ones with guns, they escape, but effort is being put to track them down to ensure that we brought them to book. The one we arrested, they have been charged to court. But you know, I made statement, and I'm still saying it. Any cultist we arrested with arms and ammunition, I'm not going to charge him as a cultist. He's going to be charged as an armed robber, because they are attacking people, collecting their things, using weapons. So we are going to be charging them under the relevant law on the firearms armed robbery section. So we'll make sure that anybody arrested with arms, we charge him for armed robbery, especially where they are attacking people, collecting their things.
Welcome back. Yeah, this is your program, Security Watch Africa. You can participate with us on this program via our social media platforms. The Facebook is there, the Twitter account is there, the email. You can send us an email. All these addresses and contacts are on the screen for you to take. And you can also watch previous editions of this program on via YouTube. It's on YouTube for you to see and follow up what we've been discussing. For some weeks now, we've been looking at various states and what they have been doing in the area of security. And one makes bold to say that Enugu so far is leading in terms of this cause of being proactive and also making the environment more safe for people to live and work in. We have gone to many states in this federation. I think from this cause, Enugu is leading. Let me find out from Philip if you agree with that score.
I totally agree with it. I mean it was a thorough, absolutely very thorough assessment, and so the score is worth it. Of course, there are amusing experiences that are not just mere fable. I mean, we just look at the kids that the CP talked, the three little kids that are in courtesan. I mean, from those we investigated, even in their own parlance, you know, victims are referred to as beggars. And so for anyone out there, once you hear a kid, you know, calling anyone beggars, know that they are just about to assassinate or actually injure someone. I mean, it is really sad, and this is a clear call to parents out there to actually look out for their words, because what is going on right now, from all our investigations, from all our outings, it's certain that courtesan is gaining ground in this country, and it must be dealt with.
I think the Commissioner of Police, CP Dammalandi, talked about what parents should look out for in their wards to be able to their children to find out if they're a member of any cult or they are being profiled to be initiated.
Exactly.
This coming week, we will need to visit Enugu again to find out the update about what is happening in so many of these issues, like the fake prophet or so to say that was arrested.
Yes, and because Nigerians are asking, they want to see.
Yeah, they've been asking us, messages will be asking, we're receiving is what is update on Prophet Gineka Obi, and I'm sure if the Enugu Police Commissioner is watching, and we want to get across to you, we want to come over to hear what is happening so that we can show it to the members of the public. They want to hear from him and all that. Yeah, because of time, we will not talk much on that, but we'll continue next week on it. But let's go straight to Bayelsa State. Personally, I have a very good passion for Bayelsa State because that is a state that is doing everything to ensure that the glory of Nigeria is maintained. And a group of experts are making sure that security in that state is top-notch. And I tell you that the system they have there, it's one that has to be emulated by every part of this country. But before I open up everything in that report, let's we'll sit back and watch this report from Bayelsa State.
Crime in any society damages the socio-economic well-being of the people. So for any government to earn its legitimacy, the prevention, detection, and fight against crimes and criminality must be a priority. In Bayelsa State, the government of Governor Seriake Dixon has made the security of lives and property of the people in the state an important investment, and the result is being felt by the citizens. Before now, security in the state can best be described as chaotic. The special advisor to the Bayelsa State Governor on security matters, Bomaspero Jack, called it the culture of crime.
You need to know, how was it when we came in? How was the security situation in Bayelsa State? I want to tell you, there was a culture of crime. People did all sorts of things. It happened to me. I was passing on Akoka Street. A man came out, broad daylight, brought out the gun and shot someone dead and didn't walk away from the cops. Nothing will happen. At DPA, the same thing happened. 2 men came down, killed someone, they were conversing. There was an orgy of crime. It was unstoppable. That was the situation we found ourselves. That's when we came in. Look, something has to be done. How do you go about it? The first thing we did was to conduct a series of town hall meetings to talk to the people. How far have they gone? What is their willingness to assist the police, law enforcement agencies? Look, you have to help the police. They're not spirit. And when you go about talking to them, what you get out from a town hall meeting was one voice. How can you help the police? You report a crime, a criminal to the police, they're arrested. By the time you return to your house, the man is waiting for you at your doorstep. It is you who reported me. So they were afraid. They were afraid, and that really, really affected reportage from the citizenry. And we want to do community policing. For God's sake, you have to cash in. The people in the community will come in. The criminals are not mami water, they're not spirit. They're their cousins, their relations, their sons, their daughters. They know them. They know where they live. So if you want to succeed, we have to bring them in. They must anchor. They must come to the program. They must participate. They must call the police. They don't wait until there's the problem. They say, do you know the DPO's number? No, it's a wrong start. Know the DPO's number from jump. Then you can deal with the problem. So that was how we found it. Nightlife was 0. Petrol stations were closed 6, 7, 8. Departmental shops were closed. Neighborhood shops were closed. 6, 7, 8, they're gone. So there was no nightlife in
To checkmate the deplorable security situation in the state government, working in partnership with the Nigeria Police Force and other security agencies, set up a special crime fighting unit called Operation Do Akpo.
We came in, introduced Do Akpo, a call-in program, a distress call program. Now you just came out from the ops room, from the briefing room. A crime was committed. Somebody called. Robbery took place. 4 minutes, Do Akpo vehicle was there. The man was seen with the GSM he was holding that they stole from him, arrested him, and took them to Do Akpo base. He'd be processed out to the courts or to state CID. We've done our job. And we meet every morning, just explain to ourselves, did we do it right? If we didn't do it right, how else would we have done it? So what we need here is to ensure that we maintain the level of insecurity in this state. The governor said when he was taking the oath of office, he said, look, I am one man that will not allow crime and criminality. zero tolerance. A policeman, what I'm saying is that a governor was once a policeman with that kind of background. His definition is crime has no color. It has no status. Not APC, not PDP, not NRC, not SDP, no shape, no partisan participation. Crime is crime. What we see crime in Amarata is still the same crime definition in Ovum, in Agua, in Sagbama, in Southern Ejo, in Ekremo, in Ogbia, in Piatisa. Anywhere, crime is crime. And when you deal with it from that point of view, you'll succeed and people begin to respect you. This outfit was set up. Initially said it's governor's outfit. It's not governor's outfit. He sponsored it. He built it. He has a dream. We are following that vision. We are implementing the vision of Mr. Governor. That's what it is, and we're doing it very right. People are beginning to enjoy these services. You know, it was on this 5 years we've been doing this business. 5 years. At one point, early part of this year and part of last year, you know, we had it rough. The whole economy was downtown. It was a global problem. It wasn't only a Nigerian problem, it was a global problem, not only a Bayelsa problem. So it had effects on our assets, on our platforms. Now, Mr. Governor, as I told you, you've seen the cars. We roll out about 50 cars now on the street. More cars are coming in. The second tranche is about to hit in Agua. So we are back on it. We are taking our city back from the criminals.
In the drive to make the Operation Do Akpo a world-class unit, the Bayelsa state government invested heavily to acquire a state-of-art technology infrastructure. This communication and monitoring assets is to help in the speedy and efficient operation of the unit.
Exercise. Team 4081 Bayelsa Pam for dispatch. Information reaching us from a caller that people are fighting at Yazikoro village by Good News Street after B&L beer parlor. Confirm this over. Kindly mobilize to that area, India Mike, and contain the situation there.
Please, can you help give the name of the beer parlor?
The Chief Operating Officer, Spare and Shield Consults, Squadron Leader Adefola Amao, retired, spoke on the operation and importance of the center.
His Excellency, directed that he would really like to see a situation where people could come in really safe for the Christmas and go back. And the security team put forward to him special security arrangements that would require to make that happen. Yeah. And when the first year it was implemented and there was almost no issue, year on year, the government has made sure that what was done for that period was repeated every year. And it's worked. It's absolutely worked. For the past 5 years, it's an excellent maintenance culture that has made that happen. But you just can't use assets for that length of time and then not have a drop in performance. Okay, so that's why His Excellency flagged off procured the new assets, flagged them off, and they've rolled out back into the streets now. And we're expecting that by the end of this year, right, we're going to be able to move that all the way back again to what it was like in 2015.
Welcome back. Yeah, we'll be continuing with where this stopped next week on this program. It's quite an interesting coverage of what is happening in Bayelsa. And like I make bold to say here that the high tech that is being deployed to monitor and control criminality in Bayelsa is top notch. It's the first of its kind in the whole of West Africa. And we'll continue next week where we'll take you through the processes where it's not easy to commit crime in Bayelsa State and get away. You must be seen and be caught. Kudos to the team led by the special advisor to the governor, Sparrow Jack, and my friend, my brother, Fola Amao, and though the commander Operation Duakwa we'll be talking about, that will be next week. We don't have time because time is of the essence. So though I've been getting a lot of messages, there's a message here talking about the Enugu State Police Command. He's commending the Commissioner of Police. We may not be able to read it because of time, but he's commending what is happening in Enugu and confirmed that yes, he visited Enugu for a burial ceremony and everything went peacefully without any problem. He said, please keep up the good work. We appreciate and enjoy what you're doing and informing us of what is happening there. Thank you very much for that message. Another one is also asking us to do more in Enugu State to cover Nsukka as is. We went to Nsukka, but maybe when we go back to Enugu again, we'll get to Nsukka. Yeah, to you. Back to you, sorry. Yeah, you were in Bayelsa also. What did you see out of...
Well, 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years, we were privy to get into the central control room. I mean, it was for me very surprising that the government will employ so much and put in so much in the use of technology to combat crime, and it was amazing. Just to think that we went back this time around, they've upgraded. And we can see that even at nooks and crannies, that there's huge monitoring of whatever is going on in the whole vicinity. And one key thing that Duakpo, could integrate itself into the community, and the community sees Duakpo as a team, that like partners in progress.
In fact, Duakpo respond to issues of medicals, issues of safety.
Absolutely, and I think that is highly commendable.
I'm telling you, taking pregnant women to hospitals and get delivered and all that. That will bring to you by next week. We must leave for that program to continue. Until we come your way again next week, like we always say, please watch your back. Report any unforeseen action, any action you are not so clear about to the law enforcement agencies so that they can take action before crime is committed. Because if you say it's not you today, tomorrow it might be you. So be a brother's keeper and watch your back as you do that. Until we come your way again next week, I'll say bye for now. Remain blessed.